All right, welcome back to another edition of Baseball for Maniacs. This episode is going to go over the Alex Bregman signing and what it means to the Phillies and the whole Bichette saga. So initially, when I got the news that Alex Bregman signed for 5 years, $175 million with the Cubs, I wasn't surprised of the contract. I was very surprised he didn't return to Boston. I just figured with how much he meant to that team. And they gave Rafi Devers away, basically. He was a salary dump under the notion that they would use that money for Alex Bregman with less length because he got 5 years. Devers still has 8 or 9 years. So obviously a complete blunder on the Red Sox part. But we're not here really to talk about only the Red Sox, right? Because we're Phillies fans. Ryan's going to dive into the Red Sox side of this. He's going to be absolutely pissed. Right when I got that news, I sent him a text. I said, I am so sorry, brother, because I just can't imagine what he's going through right now. So the whole point of this episode, how does this relate to Bo Bichette? So Bob Nightingale, now, as much as you want to either think what he says is true or not, he is a respected reporter. He tweeted out right after the Alex Bregman signing that the Red Sox will now shift their focus to Bo Bichette. And some people might be saying, why would they not pay for Bregman, but they would pay for Bo? Let me get into that. So on the first thing, Bo Bichette is 4 years younger. On opening day, Bo Bichette will be 28 years old. Alex Bregman will be 32. So I can see where they might be thinking in the sense that they don't want to give a 5-year deal to a player going into years 33, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? But Bo Bichette given an 8-year deal, so they'll get his 28-year-old season, 29, 30, 31, 32. So 5 out of the 8 or 9 years, you're getting his absolute prime. We might have already seen Alex Bregman's prime, and if you look at the stats, you can kind of see a decline. So let's get into. So I'm a big OPS guy, right? I'm sure you guys have all known that. I think that's the best stat to judge hitting. So we're gonna go off from the year 2021. So 1, 2, 3, 4, last 4 seasons, right? And I didn't want to count 2020 just because 60 game sample size, not enough. But this is going to be comparing Bo Bichette and Alex Bregman's OPS. So in 2021, Bo Bichette had an 827 OPS. Alex Bregman in 2021 had a 777 OPS. Okay, so Bo gets him there. 2022, Bo Bichette 802 OPS. Alex Bregman 820 OPS. Alex Bregman gets him there, but it's only a 14-point difference, or 18, sorry. Not the best math guy, I'm a baseball guy. 2023, Bo Bichette 814 OPS. Alex Bregman 804. Bo wins again. 2024, 599 OPS, right? Not good because Bo Bichette in 2024 was riddled with injuries. So I'm going to take that out. I know you really can't take that out, but I don't think that is indicative of who Bo Bichette is as a player. I think when he's been healthy, he's been a consistent 300 hitter, 800 OPS guy. But Bregman in 2024 had a 768 OPS, which is still not great, right? Alex Bregman went on the market last year, and that was his contract year. I wonder why he didn't get that big long-term deal. Alex Bregman is a good player. He's not a great player. He plays better defense than Bo Bichette. I'll give him that. Now that's, do you want to weigh offense, defense, whatever. But Alex Bregman's not worth like the contract that Bo's going to get. He's younger. And then 2025, Bo Bichette had a 840 OPS. He raked, dude, up until he had that knee injury that kept him out of most of the playoffs until he returned eventually in the World Series. And he raked in the World Series. Alex Bregman's 2025 OPS 822. So why did I just give you all those stats, right? Why did I make my point that Bo Bichette is really the better player than Alex Bregman? Now, I think it's very close because I do think Alex Bregman's defense is much better than Bo's, so it kind of closes the gap. But I think Bo Bichette is the better player, and he's 4 years younger. So this comes back to the point of the Red Sox being an actual threat. If the Red Sox sign Bo Bichette, fans should not be upset because what they're saying is they believe in Bo Bichette more, and he's younger. They're going to get his prime years. Alex Bregman, I think, will work well for the Cubs because they're in their winning window to where they don't really have to worry about year 4 of the deal, year 5 of the deal. They'll address that when it happens. And most of the time, that's what you do when you sign free agents to anything over 4 years. You kind of expect that the back end is not going to be as good as the front end, right? So I think there's a real chance they're going to shift their perspective to Bo Bichette, and they're going to make a real play at Bo Bichette. Where I think the Phillies have the upper hand is the Phillies are willing to go length. I don't know if the Red Sox are because they've shown that they haven't been in this offseason. But again, Bo's 28. Maybe they're just going to go length for the right guy. They're going to sign that long-term deal to someone who fits their window. Like when they extended Roman Anthony, he's a young star. So it could be an organizational philosophy. So I am nervous that the Red Sox are going to be real players. If anything, it's going to up the price. So, contract prediction. I don't really know. I've seen so many different reports. I've seen he could get 180, 240, 300. Don't think he's getting 300. But I think he's going to get an 8-year deal, 8-9-year deal. And I think it's anywhere. I'll just give you my prediction, right? It's going to be wrong. Whatever. 8 years, 240, $30 million AAV. And I think this also plays in the Red Sox factor if they're willing to give that long-term deal, because I think the Red Sox ownership is cheap, and they've proven to be cheap. If you saw, I think it was Hogg, or he does Barstool, he does Red Sox. He had a phenomenal reaction to the Alex Bregman signing. He was watching the Bears game up at Barstool, Chicago, and it was just so. I love his baseball content because it's pure. It's not just clickbaity stuff. Everything he said, and he gets riled up. It's all raw emotion. So with the Red Sox, it's like, I don't know if they're going to give that long-term deal. If they are not willing to go anything above 6 years, he's going to be a Philadelphia Philly. But here's my thing. I don't care what the Red Sox offer. I don't care if it's 8-9 years. You have to get Bo Bichette if you're the Philadelphia Phillies. All these reports have been coming out. Everyone in Philadelphia is juiced up. This week has been so fun to cover Phillies baseball because we think we're finally going to get that change. We are not going to run it back if we sign Bo Bichette. There's going to be life in the city. There's going to be life in this team. Because what is the narrative about the Philadelphia Phillies? Well, they're just going to run it back, man. It doesn't work in October, and it hasn't. They're just going to run it back. They're not going to get juiced up. The fans wake me up in October. And me personally, I hate those fans because if you get in the playoffs, you get a chance. But if all this report comes out of Bo Bichette and then you don't land him and then you bring back JT, it would almost be better if the report didn't come out. Because if Dave Dombrowski was just straight up and said, we have a good club, we're going to run it back, we're going to have a chance at a World Series, would everyone be pissed, including myself? Of course. But the expectations wouldn't be so high. I think we're getting Bo Bichette. The entire city of Philadelphia thinks we're getting Bo Bichette. And if we don't get Bo Bichette because the Red Sox offer more money, I am going to lose my freaking mind. So, one, I don't think the Red Sox are going to give him the money Philadelphia is. I don't think they're going to give him the contract length. So I think the Phillies are in a good position. But if they don't, if they lose out to the Red Sox, failure on you, Dave Dombrowski. Failure on you, John Middleton. I don't think that's the case. I think Bo Bichette is going to be a Philadelphia Philly, but the Red Sox are real players in this scenario. They meet on Monday. I mean, we got the Birds game today. Go Birds. BTA 49ers. I'm pumped up for that game. But I'm more excited for the Bo Bichette meeting on Monday. I'm a Phillies guy. I love the Phils. So we're gonna have to wait and see, but they better not let Bo go. Now, let me just give the worst case scenario if Bo Bichette signs with the Red Sox. The Phillies will pivot to JT, and JT now has the leverage because he can be like, you guys didn't get Bo Bichette. Who are you going to get? You're not going to get Kyle Tucker. So then that's just going to drag that process out again. Me personally, man, thank you, JT. Go. Go. We don't need an agent catcher. We don't need a guy that has overplayed his hand. But the leverage right now with JT and the Phillies is all with the Phillies because they're going to push for Bo Bichette. But if Bo Bichette signs elsewhere, JT has the leverage. And then that's just going to be a process of hell, combined with the letdown of not getting a true right-handed bat. And if Bo Bichette doesn't come back, or if Bo Bichette doesn't sign with the Phillies, you know who's coming back? Alec Bohm. I can't stand Alec Bohm in the cleanup spot. 6'7" hitter. I think he's very valuable to a major league team. He plays decent enough defense. He's improved tremendously. But he would be your 4 hitter. And that is a failure on the organization. So my ploy for David Dombrowski, get your big boy pants. Now, really, this is more for John Middleton because David Dombrowski will spend, but president of baseball operations have to go off on what the owner gives him. John Middleton, get it done. If you have to overpay, overpay because the fallout in this city, if you do not get Bo Bichette, will be tremendous. CBP won't be as packed as it was. They're still going to sell out. They're still going to have great attendance. Awesome, cool. You're still going to make your money. But the buzz will not be there. You get Bo Bichette, the entire city is rejuvenated. And then spring pitchers and catchers report in 4 weeks. Opening day against the Rangers, if Bo Bichette is in the lineup batting 4 or 3 or wherever he's hitting, this city will erupt from March to October. Don't forget about the All-Star game. John Middleton, get it done. Dave Dombrowski, land the damn plane. Do not lose Bo Bichette to the Boston Red Sox. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Bo's going to be a Philly, and I think we are going to win the World Series. But that's going to do it for this episode of Baseball for Maniacs. I'm very excited to see Ryan's episode. The rant might be all time. So check that out later today. I think he's posting. I don't know when he's posting, but he's posting today. He already told me about it. So go Phils, land the damn plane. Let's get Bo Bichette and go Birds.